Today is the anniversary of the Chernobyl accident that occurred April 26, 1986 in the Soviet Republic of Ukraine at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And it's important because it connects what, nuclear colonized Ukraine with the nuclear terrorism that's going on today. When the Chernobyl plant blew, it was a young reactor. It had only been operating for a couple of years. That's good news in that the fuel that was inside the reactor was relatively new. And there weren't basins of spent fuel surrounding the reactor that could have caught on fire. Today, we have the threatened plants that have been operating for decades. Because we don't know what to do with our radioactive waste, those spent fuel rods are right next to those reactors in Zaporizhia, the southern plant that's the Russian army is heading towards. And so those plants are much dirtier. If they were to blow up or ignite on fire, there's just more radioactivity to be dispersed worldwide. There are 4 nuclear power plants in Ukraine with 15 reactors. One has been taken by the Russians. Workers there are working in a hostage situation. There is another one, the southern nuclear power plant that the Russian army is heading towards. We just learned a few minutes ago that the Russians were heading towards Moldova, the Russian occupied part of Moldova and Transnistria. That is, the southern is right there. So that is the one that's sort of most directly in the line of fire next. What we're seeing is that the International Atomic Energy Agency and other nuclear agencies had not done any stress tests on the containment buildings around these reactors. They don't know what would happen if a missile hits it, if one of these pyrotechnic bombs that the Russians are blasting away hits a nuclear power plant. Conventional warfare or any kind of warfare and nuclear power just don't go together. If Ukraine, and we calculated, Ukraine could easily replace their nuclear power with solar and wind and get 150% more power. If they had done that, or if they do that in the future, there won't be any little, castles on the chessboard to capture in the form of these nuclear power plants. Decentralized solar and wind power means that you would have power all over the place, and the Ukrainians wouldn't have to worry about the Russians sweeping in and cutting off the grid. And they wouldn't have to worry about having these nuclear power plants weaponized. They wouldn't have to worry about terrorism, nuclear terrorism in the form of warfare.